Shobha Broota studied Sangeet Visharad, Masters in Vocal Indian Classical Music in 1962 and Diploma in Fine Arts at College of Art, Delhi in 1964. She has been the recipient of many awards including IFAC as well as scholarships and fellowships from the Ministry of Culture, Government of India. She has participated and curated various national and international exhibitions. She has co-authored a book, Vesture of Being, with eminent art critic, writer and poet Keshav Malik. Her notable solo exhibitions include Resonance Icon Gallery, New York, and Vesture of Being, India International Center Art Gallery, New Delhi. Hello and welcome to Chaibrary. Today we are very glad to have with us eminent artist Shobha Broota. Shobha ma'am, thank you so much for coming over.
My pleasure. Nice to come here and experience all this, what you will be talking to me.
Looking forward to it.
Thank you.
So ma'am, you had such an illustrious career, and something that Keshav Maliji had mentioned about your work is that it is an inner search of reality. And you also had mentioned something that your paintings are something that you're searching within yourself. So is it a realization that came a little later in your life, or was painting and art was always a way to search for yourself from the beginning?
I think painting in the beginning was like just looking at the surroundings and painting whatever I like to paint there. But then after doing years of that kind of practice, I realized that it can't be the end of it. There has to be something more to it. And that feeling became so strong that I started breaking away from the realism. And it took me years to break away, actually, but I enjoyed breaking it. And I didn't feel that I'm missing something. So that is how I started with leaving things which I didn't want to do again and again, and adding something which I would love to add and experiment with. So that is how I started into this line.
So the whole thing came very natural to you.
It was a natural process to me because I realized that this can't be the end of it. Otherwise, I could have done for years and years just portraiture or landscapes and all those things that the whole world has done earlier. So I could have also done the same thing, but I was not satisfied with that. So that's how I had to go into a line which pleased me, with which I was comfortable, and which gave me challenge also. That was a real thing. That it was a challenge for me to break away from something, change the form, change the color, change anything which I had already done. So it was beautiful to change into something new.
Yes,
I enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it. And I still enjoy it.
We are glad you did it because we really, really enjoy it. And I think the challenge was going into something completely unknown for you, right? Going into different, crossing that boundary and going somewhere.
Yeah, it was absolutely new area to begin with. And then obviously I started seeing that other people are also doing something like that. Well, that was okay for me. I didn't feel embarrassed about it. So that took me, strongly into that side of
Was there anybody who inspired you, any artist who inspired you while you were a student, or any movement or anything that inspired you, or it was completely intrinsic and it just came naturally?
No, you can't say like that because, as a young person, I used to get inspired by so many artists, my teachers, and through the books and all that. So inspiration is important for you to develop. But that did not stop me to do my own kind of work. That was the beauty of it.
There's one thing I feel about your work is that you paint for yourself first and last, most probably. Right?
Sure.
It is for yourself.
Yes, that definitely.
And you describe your work, you've given a term to it called essentialism. So give us an idea what you mean by that.
Yeah. I used to write also about what I do and how I do, or whatever the mind says, my heart says actually. how to change and everything. That was a challenge for me, as I said. But I started it like that I don't want this thing again on my canvas, or the other form again, or other color again. So I started taking, giving it a, don't want it, I don't want this, I don't want that. And in life also, I have been changing. I could feel that it is coming from inside. This feeling that it should not be there in my work. And that led me into simplifying the whole process.
In your life and in your work.
Yeah, both ways. It was coming like directly from my own self, that I don't want this, I don't want this. It's too much. I've done it so much, so many times. I don't need it anymore. So just don't do it. So that's how it changed. And it was a good change, because I simplified to the extent that nothing was there in the canvas but a dot. With years, I came to the conclusion that dot was the basic thing which I really want to work on. And for years, I have been doing thousands and thousands of drawings and paintings just with the dot in the center. It was like a resting place for me. So I did that for, so many years I was doing that. But obviously you can't stop at one thing. So again, things started coming into my work. Like a line will come, like something plus form will come. So that centralization remained for, still now I use the center
Remains
as
a part of it.
But there are other things like geometry comes from center only. So that geometrical work started coming very easily to me. So that is how I moved ahead from the center, then again into, yeah.
So when you say your work had contraction and expansion, was it this journey also you talk about, or it's about the rhythm? Because music and rhythm is a very integral part of your work.
That's right.
And it is probably no surprise because you have been trained in classical music.
That's right.
So give us a little idea that either why it is rhythmic, or if you find it surprising that we find it, why do we find your work so rhythmic and there is a sense of music? We can hear music in your work.
I think
that's what I feel personally.
This was a natural process for me. I was not, deliberately making into something like that or repeating myself like this. I'm fortunate that people can see rhythm and music in my work. I don't know, but people say that it is there.
Right.
But if you ask me that where it has come, I think it has come through my genes, through my practice as a musician, and I understand rhythms, the movements, and then all this take me towards the color also, I think. But rhythm is always like repetition, and geometry is also a repetition, so it matches with the work. Geometry is repetition. Square and lines are all repeated in my work. It is. So I think it has all come from my practice as a musician and doing it regularly. So I've got it in my blood now. So I can't get rid of it anyway.
Right.
So in the beginning I was little nervous about applying colors like straight lines and this, that, but now I'm used to all that. I like it rather.
So a short question.
Yeah.
Since you have been trained in singing and you're trained in art, if you were not an artist, would you have been a singer?
Yes, I still want to be a singer, maybe in the next life or something.
Okay.
I wish I could.
Okay.
Yeah, but unfortunately my throat doesn't work like that now.
Okay.
So I don't do it. I listen to music a lot. Even classical, even instrumental music also. I did sitar also for some time.
So you were a Sangeet Visharad in
I was a
Masters.
Sangeet Visharad. Yes.
So ma'am, of course we all know you explore endlessly with color in your work. And you mentioned that a couple of years back, just a few years back, you were wanting to just put pure pigments and just nothing else. So describe that process. What made you do that? How did you feel, and what was the outcome?
I have worked in black and white also for many years, just black and white. Charcoal work I have done on canvases. I have done charcoal, and I've experimented to stick the charcoal on the canvas. That was a very difficult process, but I have done that also. And then I have done black and white in prints as usual, very black and white. And now in drawings also I use just black just black pen to finish the work.
Okay.
But in painting, I always like to use just pure color. Pure means just whatever I get from the tube or the bottle or whatever. Just pure. I hardly mix color to get a tone or something. It is very rare. But I love fresh color, pure color, bright color as much as black. And I work with white also. White on white.
White on white.
So I am experimenting in white on white, black on black also I am experimenting a lot. And then pure colors.
That's your life in the...
Yes.
So
lately I am doing very bright colors.
Oh, really?
In my work.
So has the colors have come back? It's coming cyclically to you?
Yeah. I don't mix color at all.
Okay.
I just apply pure color, whatever I get in the boxes. I don't prepare color anymore. Earlier I used to prepare color also, but I don't know. But then apply it as they are. Right. And I feel connected with colors.
Okay.
So that's it.
So you always say that your journey has been from form to formless, right?
Yeah.
So will it be a situation where there will be color to colorless completely? Is there any? Do you see that happening?
I don't know where will I go because I follow my path, only my path.
Okay.
So maybe I will get fed up of bright colors. Maybe one day I will just do monochromes, browns, and off colors and all that. Depends. I'm all open for all kind of experimentation.
So each day is a new day for you, and whatever comes.
Yeah. One day at a time.
One day at a time.
That's it.
And part of the color, the byproduct of it is that, of course, I respond to it personally very well, is the light, how the light moves in your work. Is it something conscious in your practice that you do with the light? Or
I think light as such, I'm not aware of what light you are talking about, but it is all my natural way. I don't apply white to make it bright or something. No, not at all. It is just the thinness of color sometimes make it glow.
Right.
Or another color over the bright color, then you will feel it is a light there. Or maybe unconsciously, the viewer can feel light through the colors.
That's probably it, right? The viewer is feeling the light through the colors.
Right.
Does it happen to you, ma'am, that what you feel while applying the medium, the colors, and what the viewer feels are different?
I think viewers have their own way of looking at things. We all have different perception of color and form and everything. We are not one. Even people in the same family are not at all one. They look to my work they can explain it differently, but I haven't done that way. But they feel that it is that way, and so it is good. I feel very nice when other people say, "Oh my God, you have made this or that." I said, "No, I didn't make it, but you like it. If you feel it, that is very good.
Right.
That's very good. You are feeling something else." So what I have started feeling that I'm not making for the viewers, but viewers are experiencing something different, which I have not tried.
Right.
But they feel different. So that's a very good thing, I suppose.
So one related topic.
Okay.
I know that you don't like to put titles on your work.
Oh my God,
So
yes.
tell us why. And you don't like to explain your work. So please tell us why. We need to know
It is
this.
very clear. It is very, very clear. My paintings are my paintings. I have done it through my heart, everything. So each heart is different. Each person's vision is different. In life also, if you start observing it, you will feel, oh my God, my child is not like me. What does that mean? What does that mean? It's not the replica of you at all.
Right.
The child has something else in himself or herself. So I feel that as an artist, I have a duty to provoke that feeling, what the viewer is looking through my work. From years of practice, I started feeling that I am repeating my names on the canvases.
Huh.
So that didn't make me comfortable and happy. And how many words can you take out from the dictionary or yourself that will explain my work? And again, the same thing, start feeling that I am giving a title and the viewer is looking at the title and then they are looking at the painting. The process is like that in the exhibitions or anywhere. The process is once you go and see the painting, you will read the script or whatever is written there and then you look at the painting. So you get connected that way with the painting. And you expect that thing to happen there. But the viewers are not experiencing the same thing. So that became, like a failure on my side. So that means they are not feeling like I was feeling when I was painting. I just started writing untitled or something so that they see with a free mind, free heart, they can enjoy my work. And that is the purpose of an artist, to make the public or people or whatever, whoever is looking, enjoyable enough to take my work into their memories. So that is how I just stopped giving title to my work. That make me also very easy.
Huh.
That I could paint anything and not
And
title
not title
it.
it. But it probably will make the gallerist's work very difficult because everything is untitled.
Yeah,
now
that
what do you
happened.
do with
That
that?
happened. So many times they thought that it was wrong not to give title or something. I said, look,
They'll figure it
now I will never give
Never give it. Now
title
that they've come off
because
from
now I understood that it is not essential. The public should enjoy their work. They should see, like we enjoy nature. Each one of us enjoy nature in a very different way. It connects you to something else, not myself. So that's why I just gave it up. And now it is many years that I am not
Writing
giving
it.
name to my paintings.
Actually, it's very wonderful. You chose the freedom not to title, and in the process, you're actually giving the freedom to the viewer
Absolutely.
to
That is what I
respond
wanted.
the
Yeah.
way he will naturally respond.
Naturally will.
Yeah, and without that construct of a.
I also noticed that since then the people have started enjoying my work.
Okay, you actually
Yes.
noticed that there
Yes.
was a difference.
Yes. They don't ask question to me anymore.
Right.
So that's a good thing happening.
Right.
So I discovered something. This is also like one has to be sensitive about it.
Right.
If you're sensitive, you can enjoy anything, everything. Huh?
Hmm.
If you're not sensitive and you want to keep yourself tight, then you will not enjoy anything which is out of the box.
Right. Yeah.
So my work is out of the box.
Right.
So if they can enjoy, well and good, very
That's
good.
good. Yeah.
That's my joy. And if they can't enjoy, then it's my failure or their failure. I don't know.
So, how do you react when people say, "Ma'am, please explain this work to me"?
Yeah, it's difficult to explain. You can't translate painting into words. Can you
Visual.
give words to what you feel in the heart?
No, not fully. Never
Not
100%.
fully. No,
Yes.
you can't explain to anybody else what you have been feeling.
Hmm.
It's very difficult. Now, I have experienced so many ways, so many things, so many times that people just stand by my work and sometimes just sit on the floor and look at my work for many time gap and they're just sitting and they will come again and sit before my painting.
That's the kind
What
of
do
effect
they
your work
get
has.
from my painting? It's a very, very ethereal experience.
It's a beautiful experience, isn't it?
Very beautiful experience.
So, I wanted to ask you that there are two kinds of medium you mostly do, and you, I think, since maybe 2010 or something, you've been doing works on fabric and thread and wool.
That's
So, wanted to
2004.
2004.
Since 2004, I didn't even know.
How did that come about? I mean,
Yeah, it came about through my medium actually. It's very interesting to see the whole journey of my work that from that angle. I was painting on canvases, right? And I wanted to make a line on my canvas. So what do? I will take a scale and I will take a pencil or pen or something and start making a line. Canvas is a fragile, moving medium. It is a cloth. It is not a paper.
right.
No, it's not a board.
Right.
It's a canvas. So when I draw a line over there, the line will never come straight. It will move. So it will have a curve like that. So I was very worried about how do I make a line on a canvas? And canvas was the medium. Paper, such big papers, I never used it, you know. So that, for that purpose, similarly in some other context, I experienced throwing colors onto my work to avoid sharp line.
Okay.
You must have noticed earlier it was pen line, pencil line,
right.
brush
And
line, which will give a sharp edges. I started disliking that. So I started throwing color on a line. Just throwing color with my finger and brush.
Across the wool, across that
on a straight line which I have drawn with pencil or something, or not drawn with pencil, but I just throwing color. Circle I will draw throwing color, so it will like a star, like this. And then I found similarity in a wool and in my drawing. The same kind of lack of sharpness.
Correct.
Wool is not sharp, the hair is sharp, but wool is not sharp. So I started using wool for
itself.
That. So that changed my whole process.
So the wool came first and the other elements of the fabric like thread and all you use later, is it? Or
fabric
you were experimenting with thread and everything?
Yeah. Thread also, wool also.
So wool on canvas now, even today, forms a very integral part of your practice. You do that and you also do...
I do simultaneously. I do drawings also. I do pen work also.
Right.
I do now, though I'm used to everything. So whatever I get here and there, I just start.
Right.
But knitting has been also a part of everyday life. In my era, we all used to knit our sweaters and whatever the market was not giving anything to us, so we used to do it at home. So
is that memory?
Yeah. That also was connected to me.
Right.
I knew how to crochet, I knew how to crochet, I knew how to knit. I knew all that. So somehow that wool inspired me to come back to that and then use it on the canvas. So I knit and then spread it on the canvas.
Okay.
Tighten it on the canvas.
So a related sudden question is coming to me, ma'am, that do you recognize yourself as a woman artist or do you recognize yourself as an artist? Because also this use of wool, fabric and all is also quite synonymous with a lot of feminist artists at the time. So if I were to ask you, define yourselves.
This question is not new to me. Earlier, many men from outside, abroad, they used to ask me, are you a feminine artist? I used to smile and then say, I am a feminine. That doesn't mean that I am a feminine artist.
Yes.
Yeah. We all feel the same, we all think the same, we all do the same. So you can't define it that it is male work or female work or
Right.
whatever. So I don't consider myself anything. Art is art, and anybody can do any kind of work, but we are all free to do any work or use any medium.
Use any medium.
Yes, I am used to that medium.
The medium
I
is
love that
familiar,
medium.
and that's how. So
Yeah,
it is
yeah,
very
yeah, yeah,
that
yeah.
way. It's
Yeah, yeah.
I guess.
So-
I think also in this discourse, people try to silo things a lot and put them into some kind of a
Yeah, blocks.
blocks,
Mm,
and
mm.
I think one
They
should
want
go
you
beyond
to be
it
put
right
in a
now.
box.
Yeah. Right.
So I don't think so. I have been working with the men artists as
Right.
much as with the women artists. And in my house also, I see my father and my mother used to do the same thing. So how does it matter what you
Was your
made?
family, there was a creative environment in your family? Were they creative people?
Yeah. My father was an architect.
Okay.
Yeah, my mother was also knitting and doing everything in the household herself, and she was very interested in all these things. My uncle was an artist.
Your uncle was an artist. Okay.
My
A fine artist.
Chacha was an artist.
Okay.
He did from JJ school arts.
So creativity was very much part of your growing up then.
My grandparents was also artists in the British period.
Right.
I've seen their work in the
Okay.
house. Yes.
Because we are talking about different mediums and different styles that you have gone through over the years. So, at what point do you decide that this is the right time to show my work through an exhibition? Do you look at it as a project that I want to show my work and then add works? Or after a while, you think that this is a body of work that I want to show? So, how do you conceive an exhibition, particularly your solo exhibitions?
I have never thought of doing exhibitions as such, but when I came out of the college, I was very good at portraiture and all, as I told you. So there's lots of portraiture I did that period, in college period. In the first year after coming out of the college, my first exhibition was portrait exhibition.
Okay.
And probably it was the work of 2-3 years only. And the whole exhibition, the IPEX galleries were full of my work. That was the first exhibition I did in 1965. And I finished college in 1964. So first exhibition was just 1 year after that. I remember that in IFX. And then later, different, printing also exhibition I did. And then obviously.
Which medium in printmaking do you?
Printmaking, yeah. In college we are taught all the mediums, and I really love to make prints. So even when I didn't have machine, I did monoprinting in the house.
Okay.
Those prints are still with me, and I exhibit them. Yes.
So in the last 10-20 years, when you have conceived an exhibition, how has that come about?
I have never conceived an exhibition. I have never thought of exhibition. You know, when you work consistently for years and years and years, you're working. So you have a body of work, and one day you will say, what do I do with these works? Let's exhibit.
Okay.
So that's how. And I was in Triveni, so it was easy to just go down and make an exhibition there.
Right.
So I did I think every 2 years I used to have an exhibition, full solo show in Triveni. Since then only I've seen people sitting in front of my painting and looking at those works and enjoying them there. And they will never ask me what price is this and what price is that. And they just enjoy the work and go. And they will come again and again. Even the sadhus used to come, even the Buddhists used to come and sit there. That was my experience.
That must have been probably sometimes you feel much more accomplishment than, because they can probably relate to
The Buddhists used to come and say, I see these things in my dreams. Then I realized, okay, I mean, there's some relationship of this to the spiritual images they have when they do meditation or anything. I also used to get all these dreams kind of a thing when I used to see my painting there.
Okay.
So that inspired me to also to connect to that all those spiritual things and things like that. It's a very good journey. It's a very beautiful journey if I think of it.
I know you don't like this question, but I still have to ask you whether
What is that
for the
question?
benefit of the audience, that as your art as it progressed along with your spiritual seeking, and has it been a tandem, because it seems you obviously it seems has a lot of spiritual connotation. So what do you have to say about that?
Yeah, through my journey, whatever you say, it is a journey or whatever practice. Art was a everyday affair, okay? When I was perturbed with some painting, I used to get that painting into the dream, and then the dream will tell me, you follow me. That's how I used to get the painting correct, you know? Yeah, that's one example.
Wow.
Other than that, I used to dream the paintings very occasionally and then use that. It will come automatically into my work. And then I will say, oh my God, this I have seen already.
Manifested it already.
So it's like something. I don't sit for meditation, but this feels that my work itself is a meditation.
Right.
So I'm passionately into work, and the centralization, I think it has come from that source.
That everything is in
Yeah,
the
in the
center.
center.
Yeah.
In the center. I wish I could live in the center like that.
It also feels very welcoming and nestled.
That's true. That's true.
that-
Very comfortable to
Right.
be in the center.
It is your journey of yourself that you're
That's right.
looking
That's
at.
right.
The
that's
source.
right. So when I got into that habit of doing center, many years I did center only, and then I deviated forcefully. I told myself this is enough, or let me try something else. So geometry came and things like that. But center is where I would like to rest. It's a resting place for me.
Right.
That's why I was doing that all the time. Many years I did that center. In so many colors, in so many mediums, just the center. Even now I start the work from the center.
So for me personally, the light that I'm talking about is what I see in the center.
Okay.
That's the
Okay.
the
Yeah. Yeah, generally it is
quality
a
of
light
the
center,
light,
and then
yeah.
it
And
emanates
then
like
it emanates
that.
around it. So that is something
yeah.
that I personally respond
Right,
to
right,
the most.
right.
As we discussed, you don't like to title your works, but I do love some of the exhibitions that the titles you have given. Vesture of Being, where you, I think, co-authored a book with Keshav Malik ji, and there's an exhibition called Resonance, which happened in
Yeah.
Icon Art Gallery. Was it about poetry and art, or was it about you also writing about your art?
I write about
You
my
write
art.
about
I
your
had
art.
been writing. I mean, I will now just repeat myself, so I don't write anymore. But yes, I have been writing, and you will see here and there my excerpts, whatever I have written.
Right. Yes.
For years I have written, not consistently.
No, but you write very well about your own work.
That is my expression,
Right.
whatever. Like I'm talking, I can write also.
Yeah.
So,
no wonder you don't want to talk more about it. Because you really are already in the mind, you've expressed it. Right?
No, about the titling is everybody wants to know what is the title of your work. Work is okay, but the whole total
Exhibition. The
has to have some
something,
title,
yes,
something. So this time actually when I did Sutra one,
Sutra in
I
Bikaner
didn't
House.
give the title. I said, you give the title. I'm fed up of giving title. I don't want to give. When Sutra came, then I understood why the person has given Sutra, because it is wool work.
Right.
Mostly
There
it
was
was
mostly,
wool work.
yeah.
So okay, that connects
That
with
connects
my
with
work.
it.
Yeah.
Connects and not says too much about it.
Yeah. So in other vesture of being, Keshav Malik curated my show. The whole show was curated by him, and then we came together to write that book. And it was written by him with my excerpts in between and my artwork.
Right.
So that was a book.
Another significant exhibition was Resonance, I think, which was in Icon Gallery in New York.
In New York, it was just 2 months ago. My exhibition finished. 17th was the last day.
Okay.
May to June. I was about to go, but I didn't go there. So that was most of them were wool work. And painting. He likes my painting a lot. So he had early paintings also with him, and then gave him some new works also. So he have done it. Next, don't know where, what.
Ma'am, you've been also been an educator, you've been a mentor to young artists. And as you say, there are a lot of artists come to you for help, for guidance. Ma'am, you mentioned something about being an artist, which is a very significant thing. You said that the community should respect us in our space. You mentioned that we should be respected in our space, right?
Okay.
And they should let us be. Now, the situation in the current contemporary market is very competitive, and sometimes profession takes over passion because it is very too much of a rat race. Sometimes, practice and promotion is going hand in hand. You're not the way just sitting and practicing for years before you're showing something. You're forced to show it also. There's a lot of complication that has happened. So what would be your word of advice to this young generation?
To simplify all that.
To simplify all that.
The point is, when I was young, I was also in need of money because I was a painter. Painter needs money. You can't do without that. So fortunately, I was given a job as a school teacher. But that helped me give me regular income as well as regular routine. But then I realized that it is not giving me enough money to still to paint and look at the house and look at myself and all that. So we, as fellow students, we got together and got a place to do commercial work.
Okay.
Because we were trained for 2 years, we were also trained in commercial in college, right? So we said, let us try out if we can gain some money out of it and use for our paintings and all. Unfortunately, and it is very sad to say and feel, that none of the person who ordered anything, they paid us.
Oh.
None of the people paid us.
And there were
for
many
I think 2 years, 3 years, we just did it for 2-3 years, and then I said, just wind up, finish off, let us try this painting. So this is the reality. What can you do? What can you do? The artists do suffer, and artists still suffer the same thing. But now there are collectors, there are young people also who wants to acquire, and these things are happening for the better. When one starts earning, the pressure to get the money is also there, and then that enjoyment of being free with the work diminishes. Then you have to do according to the requirement of the other person. So the artist also just repeat their work because that person wants that painting, so you have to paint that for them and all that. That has happened to me also. But after a while, I gave up. I said, no, I don't want to copy myself. I have enough, fresh work. Why should I copy myself?
Yeah. Like if somebody is asking to repeat that for
themselves. Why should they have the repetition in their homes? So that was my end of that thing. To do for them just because I want to earn. But my idea of getting satisfaction is to religiously just work and do more work. Just follow your passion, and that passion will give you enough to feed yourself and look after the family and look after your health also. Passion is such thing that you can't do without it. You will be unhappy if you don't do it. So if you follow that path, ultimately it brings back to you the same enjoyment through money or whatever you want from life. Youngsters are obviously impatient. Maybe we were also impatient at that age. Now it is more pressure on them. So it is that thing which is troubling the society.
Right. But reality is also that the cost of living, everything, people's
That's right. That is what I am saying.
What they have grown up seeing is really
money has become
different.
A very precious also. Pressure is also there.
Yeah,
that is the thing.
It's tough, probably tougher for them today than
Yeah, it is tougher for them.
What is your opinion about the quality of art education that is getting imparted now? Does that have any effect?
I don't want to criticize that. Yeah, but yes,
Do you see a
it
difference?
needs transformation, I think.
Hmm.
They have to find something which will make the students, youngsters more comfortable with learning art. We are not taught how to work. There is no area in the education system where you are supposed to be teacher for art. I haven't seen in my time, so there was none. You just teach because you can paint, so you just transfer that into their children. That's it. That's the only way we are teaching. In classrooms also, there is a curriculum, and according to that, we just teach them. And later they will learn how to experiment and go to colleges, go to universities to get further education. That's the way. That is the way.
So, last related question is, what does art mean to you?
It's a very wide question. And art doesn't mean only to work with paint and material. Art of living is also art.
Right.
We have to learn that. We are not learning that.
Art of
We
living, we
have
are
to,
not learning.
huh?
Okay.
Yeah, we have to learn that. Learn living and learn how to be happy in whatever you have. That is the first and the foremost thing should be there with any human being.
That's beautifully said. Art of living is the first thing you should
Yeah,
do in
art of living is the first education which should be given everywhere, anywhere in the world. Art of living. Art of living, engulfs everything. Everything.
Absolutely. And what do you think about this platform, Chaibrary, ma'am?
Doing good work, helping out many people, I suppose. I think so. If people hear all the artists and you people making questions, I think it will help in some way. Must help in some way, because earlier not these things were happening. Now they are happening. So good for the society. I think people want to hear everything through words. That is easy for them. Looking at paintings is not easy for them, but listening to I think so. I mean, that's a medium.
Yes, it's also
Medium.
inspirational.
Yeah, of course. Things like this should happen. But going too much into that, again you are trapped with words.
You're right.
Anna?
Yes.
Then you don't look at the other side of it, which is more precious in yourself. That takes you inside.
That's true.
That was what happened to me. I become mum because I go in more than I, come out with expression.
Wonderful.
That's why I don't talk.
And we managed to make you talk, so that is nice, because we know that you don't like to talk. But thank you so much, ma'am, for, in spite of not liking to talk, to come and spend the time with us. And
if you liked it, it was fine. Very
yes,
good for me.
share your thoughts, and I know that there'll be a lot of young artists and a lot of us will be inspired by what you said.
So now people who come independently will not come to me independently.
Yeah, yes, maybe that would be the biggest support we can give you from Chaibrary, that you can just direct them to the link and say,
could be.
Yes, whatever I have to say, I've said. Shobha ma'am, it's been absolute pleasure to talk to you.
Thank you
so much.
Thank you so much for bringing me here. You are doing a very good work.
Hope you enjoyed this episode of Chaibrary. Please subscribe our channel if you haven't yet. Continue to love and support our channel. Don't forget to press the bell icon to get more updates. Till we meet again, I'm Lubna Sen. Take care.